I'm finally one step closer to the elite, one step closer to greatness, one step closer to actually being good in PvP. What is up, everyone? This has been a few awesome weeks for me. I managed to improve a lot in several things. I can't exactly remember any example right now, but it doesn't matter, it's true. So, on the last progress video that I made called PvP Preparation, I made a list of priorities in order to be PvP ready as fast as possible, which I have been following for the last 3 weeks. Although it's not perfect, it helped me a lot, to having some guiding points to allocate my time in WoW. TLDW, the list included getting the epic mount, establishing a farming routine, maxing out perfections, and practicing PvP skills. I know it's weird, but I feel like I actually improved something. Although us Warlocks are a superior breed to everyone else, because we don't need to get around 1000 gold for the epic mount, we still need to find some gold to get it, which can be between 400 and 700 gold depending on your server, and the prices on the auction house. Therefore, this week I learned how to solo Maraudon. I know, it's not that impressive, but damn did it kick off my gold farming career? The gold you get is not amazing, however it's consistent. Very few RNG weird stuff to worry about. I actually did a guide on how to solo Maraudon in under 10 minutes, which I think can be very useful to all other you noobs that are watching me right now. So be sure to check it out. Another cool thing about Maraudon is that you are also able to sell princess runs to other players so they can get their previous ring. I did it twice with rogues, which can stealth, making it easier for us, but you can also do it with other melee classes, as long as you kill princes in a very specific area. By soloing Maraudon over and over, I was able to get to 370 gold this week. I still have a long way to go. Whenever I would get tired of this run though, I would Hearthstone back to Stormwind and practice a bit of PvP, normally going for around 3 Warsong Gulch matches and 1 Alterac Valley match. With the honor that I accumulated this week, I was able to get to rank 2, which is very important because I get my first PvP trinket. Don't stop me now. However, PvP isn't going that well. Of course that's expected, considering how under-equipped and under-skilled I am. However, I felt that although I had great defensive abilities, I wasn't able to produce that much damage. So I switched my Nightfall / Drain Life / Soul Link build to a Soul Link / Shadowburn build. And damn is it better! Shadowburn is awesome. For, those last bursts of damage that you need to get to actually finish your enemy, it's really awesome. I continued to farm Maraudon over and over till I got to 420 gold. Nice! However, the feeling of starting a brand new week, a new chance to improve as a WoW player was growing in me. So I thought, let's learn how to solo our Maul East. I heard the gold there is much better than Maraudon, and let me tell you, it was quite the experience. I spent 2 hours trying to learn how to solo Dire Maul East. Let's just say these 2 hours were full of emotions, such as pain, desperation, and broken equipments. It was so bad, in fact, that I created a guide on how not to solo it for everyone else that is interested. That video was actually very well received from the WoW Classic subreddit. I was actually able to get the Press F award, so you gotta pay your respects. So I really appreciate all the support from Reddit. You guys are awesome and you made my day. Thank you. Anyway, I realized after this demoralizing idea that around 420 gold may actually be enough to get the epic mount, as long as I have a fellow Warlock to help me out. So I continue with the Warlock quests. I completed the initial quests, which are an excuse for you to spend hundreds of gold on items on the auction house. These materials included 35 Black Dragon Scales, 10 Elixirs of Shadow Power, 6 large Brilliant Shards, 25 Dark Iron Ores, and 3 Arcanite Bars. After this, I bought some Shadowy Potions and went to Fellwood for the next quest. The goal here was to be an undercover agent and speak to Lord Bane Hollow. He will instruct you to kill the traitor Ulathek, and of course waste another 150 gold on Shorathian dust because of reasons. Once back in Burning Steps, I started the quest Imp Delivery, which consists in taking an imp to a lab in Sholomance. So I assembled a group of people and went to Sholomance and found such lab. The imp excitedly walked around the lab and finished his task as a true scientist. I just wish that they used the Dexter's Laboratory reference here, like omelette du fromage? No, maybe not. Only one quest is remaining for me to get the Dreadsteed, the Epic Mount. For this part, however, I could either spend 250 gold, which I don't have, and do it right away, or I could ask another Warlock that has the materials that I need to buy to help me out. So yeah, as the poor bastard that I am, I chose the latter, of course. I just need to wait for my fellow Warlock to come online, which, unlike me, he has a life of his own, and he doesn't come online every day. Now I just have to wait for my guildie to come online and help me out. In the meanwhile, I guess I'll focus on the other priorities, right? So I leveled up my professions, I maxed out tailoring and first aid, I completely ignored fishing because I'm so tired of sitting in the same place, just clicking a button, it's so f***ing boring. I did a bunch of Warsong Gulch and Alterac Valley matches, and I ranked up to rank 3. In the meanwhile, I was watching some PvP guides, and I concluded that the Fell Hunter would probably be a better option than the Voidwalker. So I created some macros for Devour Magic and Spell Lock, and I started practicing, which now I feel a little bit more confident using the Fell Hunter than the Voidwalker. I think it was a very good choice. And it was probably the week that I've accumulated the most honors so far. To finish up the week, I finally got my Inferno pet, which I am dearly in love with and I have very, very close to my heart. It's freaking amazing. Today is the day. My guildie is available and he wants to get me and my other guildmate the Epic Mount. In order to complete this quest in Dire Maul West, you are required to kill all elementals that are around pylons, therefore deactivating the pylons. By doing that for all the pylons, we can then defeat Maul East, so we can summon Dreadsteed. I can never pronunciate these names, Jesus Christ, WoW Classic. Your fellow Warlock or you, depending on who has the items, has to of course use the items to start summoning the Dreadsteed and also recharge the artifacts that appear. I don't really know all the details that go into doing this quest because I was just helping out and killing all the imps. So I added a tutorial for you guys that are doing this quest right now and I hope it helps. Anyway, at some point after defeating all the imps, I finally see him, the Dreadsteed, which we have to defeat in order to tame him and be able to use him as my mount. This was fairly straightforward, and I know that I make fun of this quest chain, and I think it's too long, and it's just an excuse for you to waste a bunch of gold, just like anyone else that is not a privileged warlock as myself. However, it is actually pretty damn cool. Surprisingly, I actually enjoyed doing this quest chain, especially the last part. And the final prize, ladies and gentlemen, the Dreadsteed of Xoroth, my epic mount. Finally! Guys, I have to tell you, it felt so goddamn good to finally get the epic mount. All the time invested to get the gold, all the time invested to do the quests, to finding groups, to do part of the quests, it really felt like magic. It really felt worth it. Like, it's moments like these that remind me why I like WoW so much. The payoff in the end of the grind, it's just awesome. I'm finally one step closer to the elite, one step closer to greatness, one step closer to actually being good in PvP. Scratch that one.